and I'll tell you what, it's funny that you bring that up because the topic of conversation that I wanted to work on with you guys is kind of going back to that intro, the intro script of, you know, sitting down and talking to people and saying, listen, the permission to reject. And, you know, the amazing part is that if you're not using it, you're missing out on a tremendous opportunity to level the playing field almost instantaneously. Have you tried using that conversation at all in any of your meetings?
Yeah, I did. I actually did.
Hey, Jamie, real quick. Yeah. Jamie, before you start, you're on your computer, so you're breaking up. Or I'm only hearing like every other word.
Oh. Yeah, I'm actually on my iPhone. Can you hear me, or is it still breaking up?
Yeah, no. Yeah, that it seems like it's a lot better.
Okay. Yeah, I did actually use that script, and but he was just an odd one, honestly.
Okay. No worries.
And I used the whole script where, you know, you're sitting here looking at me wondering if you want to work with me, and I'm sitting here doing the same thing, and it kind of, yeah, he sat back at that point. But because he was so quiet and because I was feeling so like awkward about the whole thing, I just kind of went in like places I'd never gone before. Like, just
really?
Stuff. I mean, I felt like I was a total salesy person trying to, yeah, it was really, I mean, towards the end he did open up and he did start talking to me a little bit, but I think it's just his personality where he's just very guarded and he's just used to so many other lenders and coming in there and saying all kinds of stuff, maybe a little bit what I did, I don't know. But I did give him the permission to reject, but I made the mistake because I'm doing, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to ask you, I wondered how you guys left the meeting. I kind of made the
mistake of, oh yeah, I just, actually, you know, trying to think about how we ended the meeting. I just said, well, you know, it's been about 20 minutes. I don't want to take up any more of your time. And I usually set my timer, and I said, here's my folder with my information. You know, just, you know, that was pretty much it.
Did he leave you with anything? I mean, did you leave there with any sense of willing to talk to him again?
On my part or his part?
No, on your part. And let me kind of bring that full circle. The whole point of the permission to reject is to give you the freedom to look at them and go, I don't know if you're a good fit for me, and I know you're asking yourself if whether or not I'm a good fit for you. Those situations that present, like this guy did, there's probably a very high likelihood that you've either impressed him and knocked his socks off, and he'll follow up with you, or you'll follow up within a week or so. But you sat there for 20 to 30 minutes awkwardly trying to convey your value to somebody who, in all fairness, probably didn't really even care.
Yeah.
So my question is, the permission to reject is a powerful tool that needs to be used in situations so that you're not wasting your time. The conversations that I've been having with a lot of LOs this week has been really about, are you productive or are you busy? And that meeting, what I feel like you're telling me is that it was just busy work. Like you showed up and you were scrambling and it didn't feel natural, it didn't feel comfortable. I wondered why you just didn't look at him and say, you know what, after 5 minutes going, you know what, sir, I just don't really get the feeling like I'm welcomed, or whatever you wanted to say. Reach out, shake his hand, and say, have a good afternoon.
Yeah, well, because it is so unnatural for me to go into a situation like that I don't feel like, you know, that didn't even cross my mind to do that. So
how come?
Probably because I was trying to impress him and get him to, you know, I just don't think about things like that. Now that you brought it up, I mean, I may use it in the next time, but I just never crossed my mind to do that.
Here's the whole point of what I think we struggle with. I think when we get in front of realtors, we act as though we are the ones that we have to be the ones that entertain them. Like they sit back and they're like armchair quarterbacks, for a lack of a better term. In a lot of ways, they sit back and go, they'll criticize you left and right and have an opinion of you every which way, but when it really comes down to it, they're probably less of a business professional than you are when it really comes to running a business. But they've been trained and they've been kind of convinced that loan officers are these parasites that leech onto you, and in some way, shape, or form, they're told to put up your wall or don't let them in, or whatever image that they want to perceive you to be as. The whole idea of when you sit down with somebody and you build that rapport, if the conversation isn't comfortable, you need to know internally that the value that you bring to the table is not about trying to sell yourself to a realtor. It's about conveying what your values are and finding if they're in alignment with you. And this guy may or may not be, I don't know, sometimes they play these little mind games, but more often than not, I'm more apt to just sit up and go, as much as I appreciate you meeting with me today and me coming to your office, I just don't really feel like this is going to be a good fit. And that puts you in a position where you develop a level of confidence to where you're going to start aligning yourself with agents that really do care and really do think and act like you do. And the ability to walk away from a meeting like that is just it's like the basic step of getting closer to that point in your business where you realize that when you sit down, if they don't meet certain standards, they're done. Like, I'm not interested in wasting my time, because more often than not, you are wasting your time with, I think yesterday I heard a realtor, actually one of our branches in Carolina, said he meets with about, let's say, out of every 10 realtors that he meets with, only 2 of them turn into a referable realtor, meaning that that realtor will refer him within 60 days. So that means 8 out of the 10 meetings are agents that he just will never work with, or they won't work with him. And he's okay with it because he understands that it's a numbers game. But when you get into those situations and you fumble around for 20 minutes, imagine how does that affect you for the rest of the day? Does it really make you want to get up and go sit down and have another realtor appointment?
Nope.
So the idea of the permission to reject is not just a conversation piece for them. It's really designed to give you, and I mean this with all sincerity, it's designed to give you the ability to set the stage and know that it's okay for you to walk away. And I do that with my clients. I mean, you need to do that with your clients and with your agents, because in all fairness, you don't deserve it. You are a high caliber professional, and you have a team and a company that supports you at the highest level, and a realtor that just stares at you for 20 minutes who doesn't open up, what do you think they're like in front of their clients? And what's this?
Yeah,
and what's the image that that's going to portray to the transactions that you go through with them? I mean, you might be totally off base. We might be totally misjudging it, but at the risk of sounding almost judgmental, because I know 8 out of 10 realtors aren't ever going to really do business with me because they just don't fit, I'm willing to risk that this person, his personality type, if this is the way he makes a first impression, I'm done. I just would shake his hand and walk away. And the first time you do it, it's a little bit uncomfortable, you're right, but by the 3rd or 4th time, it gives you a power, it empowers you to look at your realtors and recognize that you truly have to be at a level playing field in order to work well together. And a person like that, the permission to reject is something that you really have to truly buy into and understand that it's okay for you to say no. What are certain traits about realtors that you like, Jackie or Jamie? Jamie, I lost you. Are you there? Hello. Uh-oh. Is anybody on the call? Hello?
Oh, hello?
Hello?
Hey,
sorry. I lost you. It's okay. I lost you there for a minute. What kind of traits with realtors do you like? Like what are some of the things about agents when you talk to them that really kind of gets you engaged? You getting engaged.
Me, is that for anybody? I just got on the call.
Oh, you know what? I was talking to Jamie.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. I don't know
Sorry.
if I lost her or not. I didn't know if I bored you so much that you just hung up.
I don't know. It shows she's on the call, but I don't hear her. I had to dial in on my phone. I couldn't get it to work on my computer.
Got it. Okay. Well, Jamie and I were talking about a realtor that she was having a conversation with, that she went to the office and spent 20 minutes talking to the realtor, and the realtor, from what I gathered, literally said less than 10 words to her, and she was very uncomfortable, and she stumbled and fumbled, and what I was really getting into was the whole idea of the permission to reject. The permission to reject, where you say, you know what, I don't know if you're a good fit for my business, and I'm sure you're looking at me trying to decide if I'm a good fit for your business. The truth is that it's not just words that I want you guys using. I want you guys to use it and actually apply it when the situation occurs. And I wondered why she didn't feel comfortable getting up and walking away from that conversation after about 5 minutes, when it obviously wasn't something that she was comfortable with.
Sorry, Doug, I lost connection and I just had to call back in on my regular phone. So.
No problem. No problem. Is this Jamie?
Yes.
Okay. So the question that I wanted to know from you was, what is it about certain realtors that you enjoy? Like, what gets you engaged in those meetings?
Oh, if they're responsive to my questions and they're nice and they seem like open to doing business with me. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay. So, all right. So stop right there. You are looking for a quality about somebody, right? You just defined it.
Yeah.
You've now given me a definition of the quality, a quality in a realtor that you want to engage with. My quest for you is, the next time you have a conversation with a realtor and it starts off the way that this one did, I want you to know that it's okay to get up and walk away.
Yeah, I got that.
Being polite and being professional, but in all fairness, that conversation that you had literally sucks the life out of you for a good 2 hours after the meeting. At least I think it would for me.
Yeah.
And I want you guys to understand that as much as we want to earn every person's loyalty, it's never going to happen. And we have to be clear on what our boundaries are. The whole intro, the building the rapport, the permission to reject, the triangle of trust, the setting the expectations, and the agreement to work together, those are all necessary conversations to start a relationship with. And after those conversations are had, if it doesn't work for you, it's okay to reach over, shake their hand, because you know what the realtor is doing? The realtor is doing the same thing to you just by not engaging with you. Isn't that, I mean, wouldn't that also be another perspective?
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I did say to him was, he said, well, I work with several different lenders, and I always give, when I meet with a client, I give out 3 lender cards for them to choose who they want to work with.
Weak. I would have shaken his hand right at that moment and walked away. Honest to God.
Well, you know what I said to him? I said, well, I don't work that way. I don't work that way. In fact, you know, it wouldn't be very cool if I would, when I get a referral and I was going to send it to you, if I took your card along with 2 other real estate agents and said, pick who you want to work with.
Right. Right.
And
they've never had the role. Like, they don't get it.
Yeah. He was looking at me like I was crazy. Yeah.
Of course. He's got, you know, not to just pick on that conversation, but that's a microcosm of every relationship with realtors that we try to have that we know aren't healthy for us. And I'm not saying that you should say no to every realtor that says I give out 3 business cards, but when you add up all the things that realtor was doing, there's boundaries. We don't have boundaries within our businesses. We fail to create a boundary of value that we expect from our realtor partners, because most of the time, we're so desperate just to get somebody to refer us or get somebody to send us business because we want all that business. We want to get those people to know us and like us. That's why it goes back to realtors are a good pillar of business for us, but I believe that they're only one of four pillars. I believe that having pillars for our current clients, pillars for our past clients, pillars for our realtors and affiliated relationships are the sources of business that we should lean on or go after. I don't think I can stomach spending every waking moment of my career calling on realtors trying to get them to refer us. And I guess that's why I developed other pillars in my business, in my past clients and my current clients and my affiliated relationships, because I didn't want to spend all of my time relying just on the agents, just mainly due in part to my perception of what I thought most realtors were in business. I just didn't think they were good business people. There were a lot of nice people in real estate, but there weren't very many good realtors, meaning good professional referable realtors. And when you spend all of your day just calling on these agents, you get to have these conversations that I feel like they're kind of defeating. I mean, I don't know what you felt like, but did you have any more realtor appointments this week that turned out better?
Nope.
So let me ask you, and I don't mean just to pick on you, Jamie, today, but how many realtor appointments did you have this week?
Not that many. Honestly.
Okay, so 3, 4, 2?
I think I was supposed to have 2 and 1 canceled, so I had 1, and that was the only one.
Okay, how many referrals, how many leads or referrals did you get in this week?
I got 5.
Fantastic. From other agents?
Yeah, actually, a couple from the coffee appointments that I had last week or the week before.
Wow.
And then some from the agents that I work with now.
Right. You got to pick up and leave those appointments that aren't going well for you. You have business coming in. You don't need to put yourself into those situations.
Yeah. I definitely agree.
Right. But it's moving forward, being able to tell yourself before you walk into an appointment like that, just to say, listen, if they don't believe in what I'm doing, if they don't see the value, if they don't understand, then you self-talk yourself into going, I'm just going to pick up and walk away. It's not worth my time. Because you could have probably spent another hour doing something more productive than just dealing with that.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, that's awesome, though. Your relationships that you are creating, the new realtor relationships, you're getting referrals from. That's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Great.
Yeah, it was actually
great.
The one that I told you about, the realtor that she set back when I used that, I'm looking at you, you're looking at me thing. She's actually sending me quite a few referrals. So.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Have you asked her? Have you circled back around with her and asked her what is it about you that made her want to send you this business? I mean, that's a pretty extraordinary result in such a short period of time. Wouldn't you agree?
No. Yeah, I would. No, I haven't. But she's been sending me referrals. They're not the best referrals, but I've pre-approved one of them at least. So.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think anytime that we hit a vein like that, anytime we hit a realtor that's willing to just shift all their business or referral opportunities to us, I think it warrants a follow-up. I think in order for us to find out what works for us, we have to get feedback from our partnerships. And I think picking up the phone and maybe even having a follow-up meeting with her to ask her how you're doing and to figure out how you can continue to build on this relationship, asking her, what was it about me that made you feel comfortable in shifting your business to me? Because the truth is, you've had multiple realtor meetings, and I don't know how many you have gotten this kind of feedback from, but I would imagine that this is, like you said, pretty rare.
Yeah. One of the other guys but he was on it was in the same week, he sent me a couple referrals as well. But I could tell right away he warmed up to me, and he even said during the appointment that, yeah, I want to work with you. So I knew right away from him.
Okay. ask what it's like, let's say you own a restaurant and you walk out and you're the manager and you walk out into the service area and you walk up to the tables and ask how everybody's doing. Asking your realtor partners why they like referring you gives you a better understanding of what you're doing that works for them, so that you can amplify that in your next meetings with your agents.
Okay.
Feedback is vital. Feedback is so important when we're trying to develop a stable of solid, professional, strong realtor partnerships. It's okay to reach out to them and ask them what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. But in this particular case, I would love to hear the feedback on what it was about you that put them on their heels and go, this is the girl, this is the partner, this is the person I want to work with. Because I would imagine that most of the people that are on the call today, they're not getting that kind of a result in such a short period of time. I've got LOs that call agents for 4, 5, 6 weeks, and they're not getting any referrals. Wouldn't you like to know what your secret recipe is to get that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and I know we joke about it, but wouldn't it be great to hear from them going, it was the whole idea of your triangle of trust presentation, or the whole idea that you believe in generating referrals, or whatever the language was. It brings you closer to being more articulate and more direct when you meet with other agents, because you're going to align yourself with agents like these two and not with the guy that you met yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It helps you create an image of the kind of audience you're after. And those agents probably know other agents just like them.
Yeah.
I think it would be a great opportunity for you to learn and grow a little bit more. Has anybody else, and I don't know, I've gotten a lot of feedback on emails. Looks like some people are on and off and on and off again. So is there anybody else on the call today that has had a successful week? I mean, I would consider your week this week, Jamie, pretty successful.
Well, thanks. I didn't feel that way earlier this week.
Right? If you get one referral a day, every day for a month, that's 20 to 30 referrals a month. I have probably less than 10 LOs that I coach that get 30 referrals a month.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
That's good.
You know, the idea of being productive and being busy, do you know the difference between the two?
Yeah.
For me,
productive.
The definition of, go ahead, please.
Well, I think productive is actually getting things done, and being just busy is just, you know, milling around, like not knowing what to do or trying to waste time.
Well, I'm gonna give you a little bit more clear of a definition that I preach to my team. Being busy means that you're not originating relationships. Being productive means that you're originating relationships, meaning that we don't get paid to close loans. I mean, I don't know a better way to say it. We, the Success Mortgage Partners and Richard, get paid to close loans. You get paid to originate relationships, because if you originate enough relationships, you're going to increase your income, right? The more relationships
Absolutely.
you originate, the more income you're going to make. So the reality is that when you go out and you're actually being productive, it means that you're focusing on conversations or skills that make you more referable or that bring loans in. If I look at my pipeline every day, at the end of the week I get 5 referrals, I consider that to be a very productive week. Now that probably doesn't happen to you every single week, or maybe it does. But in relationship to what your goals are, I wonder what that's going to look like every single week and what activities you do that produce that result repeatedly and consistently. So what I would like to do moving forward, because I think we've really kind of covered most of what is necessary to get you guys talking to the realtors, giving you a little bit more confidence to engage in these conversations with your clients, we're going to shift our gears and we're going to start tracking our referrals. I'm in the replay today. I'm going to send you guys out a copy of the lead tracker. And next week we'll sit down, or actually it'll be the following week because I'll be in Florida next week for the roundtable. I think one of two of you might actually be there. What we're going to do is we're going to start holding you guys accountable to the referrals and leads that you guys get in every week. So what we're going to do is track it. So for example, there's only a few people on the call today, so not many people have their computers on. So for example, Jamie, how many referrals did you get in for the month of February so far?
I don't know.
All right, so that's an honest answer, and I really appreciate you saying that, because some people would just kind of fib or just kind of guess on a number. We are going to change that entire mindset. If you guys want to look more referable to realtors, then we have to start presenting ourselves yet even farther down the path of being a professional or a business owner. And I kept what was called a lead tracker since 1999 in my business, and I have it on an Excel spreadsheet, and it was a document that I used every single month that I opened up in my computer every single day, and I tracked my leads every single day. And at the end of every month, I knew what my conversion ratio was. I knew where my business was coming from. I know who was sending me the business, and I knew what my results were within 5 minutes every morning. The truth is that if you can't tell yourself exactly how many leads you got in, you don't have a definition of what you're doing that makes you productive and who's helping you be more productive. So starting in 2 weeks, I want you guys to be using this document, and we'll go over how you guys use it on the next call. But it changed my business, and most of the LOs that I have that I've been coaching now for greater than 6 months are all using it and have found it to be very transformative in relationship to how they can define their business. So there's a couple gentlemen, one that I've been coaching for 1.5 years. He and another LO of mine are in a little competition. Each of them have gotten over 40 referrals as of Wednesday this week. Each of them got 40 referrals. If you jumped back 1.5 years previously, each of them they were closing 6 to 7 loans a month, but they were in this up and down scenario where they would have 7 or 8 loans, and then they would spend their entire month doing those 7 or 8 loans, and then they wouldn't have anything the next month. But more importantly, the referrals that both of these LOs are getting, they're getting half of it is coming from their realtors, and the other half is coming from other pillars, past clients, current clients, and affiliated relationships, which now gives you more balance in your life. It gives you more ability to market yourself. And in all fairness, the clients that refer, your current clients and past clients, more often than not are coming to them before they meet with a realtor. And now the LO is now able to steer some of their clients to agents that they want to build better relationships with. Who thinks that might be a great business plan?
Yes.
I think that's awesome.
Who would like to show up? Who would like to show up? Right. Who would like to show up with with one of the agents that has been referring them and go, listen, I've got a pre-qualified referral for you that all you got to do is find them a house. Who would like that as a unique selling proposition? Or a thank you to those realtors? And doesn't it just amplify the whole triangle of trust mindset? Doesn't it just give them yet another reason to know that you guys are really serious about what it is that you're doing?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So what I may end up actually doing is inviting one of these LOs to join the call and have them speak about it, only because they've gotten such great results out of it. It literally changed their business. A few of you guys who are coming to Florida, one of the LOs, his name is Ryan Miller. He's out of Jupiter, Florida. He's just killing it. It's him and 2 other people that are assistants to him, and this is a one-man show where, if you asked him 1.5 years ago where his business was coming from, he had no idea. And he couldn't tell you what to expect in the next month or the next month or the next month. He just got up every day and worked really hard, but he had no vision of what his business needed to be. Dave Brown in Fort Wayne, Indiana, same thing. These are the 2 LOs that I coach on this particular scenario, and both of them are north of 40 referrals. And what was Wednesday? That was the 22nd. Mm-hmm. Who thinks that they could get 40 referrals a month, and would that change their life?
Yeah.
And if you don't know how many referrals you have at any given point in time in your business, then that's a very amateur statement. You need to know where your business is coming from and who it's coming from. And we're going to work on that over the next several weeks. And we'll take what you guys learned in the first couple calls, we'll add that to the lead tracker, and every week when we have these conversations, we'll post our lead trackers up, we'll talk about them, we'll analyze them, and we'll get you guys more efficient on them. And I'll have a couple of those guests speak on these calls just to kind of help you guys see it from their perspective and some of the challenges that they had getting used to using it, why they got used to using it, and what's changed in their business since they committed to using it on a daily basis.
Okay. I have a quick question. Do you use Jungo, or is there a way for us to like use Jungo to pull those reports or whatever we need for you? Or is it better for us to like actually write it down?
I can only speak from my experience. I'm a very, very, I still use crayons because I still don't think I can color in the lines. Kind of mellow.
Okay.
Like it's very, very, very difficult for me to embrace certain technology. I didn't have Salesforce or Jungo. I had other CRM systems, but I'll tell you why I use just the simple Excel spreadsheet. I use it because at any given point in time, it's a tab on my toolbar. I open it up. It literally takes me 30 seconds to look at it, and it tells me exactly what my productiveness has been every single day, for every single week, for every single month, for every single year. And the truth is that I needed something that was really simple, that when I got on the phone with somebody, it would take me 3 minutes to ask them their name, their phone number, who was referred, who they were referred by, and I would log them in, and it would give me data so that I knew what and where my business was coming from. How many people are on their computers right now?
I am.
Is it just one? Is it just you, Rochelle?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
I guess so.
Okay. So if you wanted to use Salesforce, the hard part is that you might not be able to pull it up every single moment of every single day and look at exactly what you're doing, and then be able to tab back and look at the previous month. So, Rochelle, I'm going to turn my computer monitor on for you. So I want you to just
okay.
So, can you see my monitor?
Yes.
Okay, Excel's pulling up. So, this is January of 08. Let's go back to, I think there was, okay, so January of 08. So what you see here is an example of my lead tracker from, let's see, let's go back. All right, so let's just go back to August of 2006. This is an example of a lead tracker that I filled out for August of 2006. And what it does is it tells me the referral, the source, the status of what it is, a pre-approval or not, phone number, and if it was what kind of source it was, like a past client.
Okay.
I use this tabbing system every single month, all the way until I stopped originating. So I've got years and years and years of data on here. But what it gives me is it gives me a chance to understand how I'm running my business and where my business is coming from. So example, if you look down here in the bottom, Rochelle, I only got 18 referrals in that month, but look at 4 current client referrals, 6 past clients, 5 past client referrals, but only 2 referrals from realtors.
Oh, wow.
Would you like to have a business model that didn't rely solely on realtors?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. When I talk about pillars of business, I have a strategy for my current client referrals. I had a strategy for my past client referrals. I had a strategy for my past clients. I had a strategy for my realtors. And then if I had business or affiliated relationship referrals. If you go to August or June of 2008, 0 CCRs, 4 PCRs, 2 past clients, but that month I got 10 referrals from realtors, but I got 6 from business associates and 4 from a builder that month. So my business wasn't always realtor heavy, which in my world, I didn't want to pick up the phone and sell myself to agents. I didn't enjoy it. And when I realized that I didn't enjoy it and it wasn't in my wheelhouse, I spent more time servicing my past clients, current clients, and developing relationships with financial planners and CPAs and attorneys and builders at that point. And I don't want you guys to feel like realtors aren't a great source of business. This is just how I built my business. But I'm willing to bet you that every single one of you is not getting strong results out of these first 3 categories.
No. No. Mine's mainly realtor referrals.
By accident, right? You get accidental referrals from past clients.
Yeah, like there's a couple people that will still refer out, but it's not
consistent.
Yeah.
Right. So let's go with so lead tracker of 2012. This was February of 2012. I got 5 realtor referrals, but I got 3 personal friend referrals, 3 past client referrals, 1 PCR, 1 TCR. So I got 6, 7, 8. I got more than half of my business that month came from anything but realtors.
Right.
That's where balance comes in. That's where you can start identifying where you're really strong. I was never really strong at convincing a large group of realtors to use me because I didn't want to bond with them. I didn't want to become friends with them. I became friends with 5 really good agents that I referred my clients to.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't need to because I was getting business from other areas.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that would be great.
So what we're going to do is we're going to use, you guys can use Salesforce or Jungo if you guys have the ability of using it and making it really, really simple, because I don't want to complicate your life. I want to make it really basic so that you can print this sheet out and handwrite it if you want. But for me, as you can tell, I kept it on my desktop every single day. And I just added to it every time I talked to somebody on the telephone.
Okay.
And the results were, am I being productive or am I being busy? And if you saw this every single morning when you opened up your computer, at the end of every day when you closed your computer down, you'd be able to answer that question for yourself in a matter of 30 seconds, wouldn't you?
Right. And did you have a loan partner or somebody that helped you with the pre-approvals, or did you do?
I had a team, yes.
Okay.
So going back to what I actually did, that whole intro, the 5 bullet points, the building rapport, the permission to reject, that whole presentation, I did. Sometimes I did it over the phone. Sometimes I did just enough to get the client to come in, but my team handled the rest of it. My team sent out the outline because I didn't do online applications. My team sent them out an outline. They completed the outline, sent it back. They inputted all the information into either Encompass or Mortgage Builder, and we ran credit report. They called them if they needed to. They came in, and I did the whole presentation for 10 to 15 minutes, and my team handled the rest of it, and then I called them at specific times during the process every time.
Okay. All right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions? Nope. Okay. Okay. I know I'll see a few of you guys hopefully in Florida next week. Otherwise, we'll pick this conversation up about lead tracking starting, what is it, March? What is that, March, March 6th? Starting March 6th. Or I'm sorry,
March
is it March 6th? No, it's March 10th. No, what is it? March 3rd. March 3rd? No, March 10th. Oh,
yeah, March 10th. Because we'll see you Friday, next Friday the 3rd.
Yep, I'll see you guys Friday. Yep, for the roundtable, Thursday and Friday, and then March 10th, I will see you guys on this call. But I will send you guys out the replay as well as a copy of the lead tracker. In the meantime, if you guys have any questions on it, please give me a call and I'll talk to you individually about it.
Okay. All right, awesome. Thanks, Doug.
Have a great weekend, guys. Take care.
You too.
Here,
All right.
thank you.
Bye.